Welcome back, everyone, to the Cub Content Studio in the Pull Tab Sports on the Pull Tab Sports Network. David, we are the Gambling Guys. We are happy to be here, and we are in episode number 17. Do you remember when you were 17 years old, David?
I think last time you said something about lots happened and you're 16. I don't know that much happened when I was 17.
You were playing golf and studying, weren't you?
Yeah, I was thinking about when I could turn 18 and go to the casino.
Right, because your dad, and this was the first episode thing, but your dad introduced you to gambling, and you really didn't gamble until you were 18, right? Until you could legally
No, we
go?
played a lot. We played a lot of poker.
Okay.
We played a lot of pickup game poker, name your poker games and stuff. But I couldn't legally gamble in Minnesota until I was 18. And I remember looking out the window at 11:20 p.m. waiting for the car to come by.
Yeah,
Dad
told
got a
that
small
story.
limo, right, and
Yeah.
to get up there. So
Shout out to episode number 1. You told a really great story about being 18. And
Yeah.
great memories.
I'll never forget
Great
it.
memories.
Not too long ago, I was up with you and I was showing you the place. I was showing you a Grand Casino.
You were, and
Hinkley.
we've been asking Jimbo for a lot of luck, and he's provided some over the last few months. So
I get to go to the Balagio fountain and talk to him, see his ashes there, and maybe get a little luck from him.
Wait, what?
We didn't hear that one, Sal? Maybe I didn't talk about it last
David
time.
and I, one of our first trips to Vegas together.
Yeah, so I think it's coming up on 4 years ago.
Yeah.
My dad passed away. Loved to gamble. Big influence in my life. And a few months after that, Pete and I took his ashes and went to Vegas together. And we woke up really early in the morning, call it probably 5:30, grabbed his ashes and walked to the Balagio fountain. There's just a little off center, 2 off a center to the south, and dropped his ashes right there in the Balagio fountain. So Sal, every time we go there, I brought my mom. She hadn't been there for 25 years. She was there last when she was 50. So I brought her a couple of years ago, and we saw where I put Jimbo. And every time we're at the casino, you even done it with your kids, I think.
100%.
Said, give me some luck, Jimbo.
Yeah, I mean, Sal, you talk about, David and I always talk about gambling and how much fun we have gambling. And that was one of those trips where it was fun to tell stories about David's dad, and he loved gambling and the things that he did. And it gives you a lasting memory of Vegas. And when we go to Vegas, every time I think of those moments, every time we walk down that, because Mrs. Propet Pete loves the Balagio fountain, so she always wants to go see it. So I think about you and your dad and take a picture and send you a text, and it's just a cool experience. And David and I, on that trip, we decided we were going to, I think we told you this, Sal, we were going to give some money and some clothes. David had some old clothes that he had, remembrances from, and I think it was
a Jared Allen 69 Vikings jersey.
Yeah,
and the company that you used to own.
And the company
as
I
a golf
used to
shirt.
own golf shirt. And David decided we were going to give that to a bum, right? Or someone who was
down on
homeless,
their luck.
right?
Okay.
Because I'm a bum.
We'll edit.
We will not edit. Well, I'm a bum,
It
too.
was going to turn into such a great story. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is still a good story.
It was going to be greater.
Bum's
Yeah.
not a bad... Well, maybe it is.
No. Go ahead.
And so we, at 6 a.m, there were not a lot of vagrants / homeless people walking around Vegas, but we found one, and we gave him the Jared Allen jersey, the golf shirt, and I think, what was it, $100?
$100.
We split 50.
See, that's what I was going to say. Like, obviously for me and, you, because you're close, you understand this, you were there when I put the ashes in.
Yeah.
But it's also like, for me, gambling and it's about the memories, right? And the times that you make. And we've said this numerous times. We're the Gambling Guys, and we're so lucky to be on a podcast. If you're watching and listening to us, thank you. We just absolutely love it. But we do it for the memories, right? And, it's an investment of some money once in a while, but so is a concert, or so is a plane ticket to wherever. I think we just try to have that balance. I'll never forget that day, obviously because of the ashes of my dad, but walking down to Caesars and then walking back, and you and I, it was kind of funny. You asked me on the way if I was okay, because I was a little emotional, and then when we did that to that lady, you were a little emotional, so I had to ask you, which is kind of neat. 2 grown men, right, together, experiencing 6 o'clock in the morning, crying on Las Vegas Boulevard.
And the people are passing, you're like, wow, they must have really lost big.
So we
bad
actually
night for those two.
made $500 because people thought we were down on our luck. I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly. We'll work for food.
It's like you had a little cup like that and you were crying. That's what we should do, maybe. We go from talking about gambling is all about luck. I mean, you're going to listen to other podcasts that they play the metrics and they play all the algorithms, and you can enhance your odds, and will help some cases.
Right.
But one thing that we've talked about this before, and I want to throw this out there is playing blackjack. We've talked about you should probably have so if you're going to play a $5 minimum bet, you should have at least 10 to 20 or maybe 30 times that bet is your initial investment. So if you're going to play a $5 bet each time, you should have $100 to maybe $200 as your bankroll.
Right.
Right? So I was thinking the other day, and I don't think I've shared this with you because I was just doing it a couple of days ago, and I want to get your take and Sal's take. I'm like, what about video poker?
I love that. Yeah.
We know that the payout is 97 to 99.5 depending on the game and stuff like that.
Which is one of the reasons you and I play video poker because the payout is good
over
right?
time, right? So I was thinking, what's over time? So I did a little research and want to get your take on this.
So what does over time mean? So you're thinking to yourself, I'd really like to know how much I got to put into this.
Well,
thing
that's what it was.
I start getting some of this money back.
You can Google what would be a bankroll, and you're going to find 100 to 400 times your minimum bet. Like I just said, $5 unit, you're going to probably put in 50 to 200 as a bankroll.
Yeah.
The bankroll on video poker is changed because it's put in there based upon the over time and the odds of you hitting a royal. And I was like, okay, so the odds of being dealt a royal is like 600,000 to 1, but getting a royal is 400 or 40,000 to 1. So they're actually saying 2 to 4 times the payout of a royal. So let's say you're playing a dollar machine. Okay. A royal pays out 4,000.
Yeah.
So we need $8,000 to $16,000 to get to that payout, which would only, then over that amount of time, you'd get like $15,800 and some dollars or whatever. So I looked at, first of all, I want to get your thoughts, but then I have some more numbers to it. Like, cause that immediately was like, that's high.
That is high. I thought right away. I'm like, wow.
Wow. Yeah. Agreed, Sal. And then when you throw a full house, it lowers your chances, right? If you're a person who does that.
But you kept the pair of threes or whatever, the three threes. That was really good.
At least I kept the 3 side of the full house.
So I think the idea on this one isn't that you're going to walk in to play that. But here's what I've been doing. So I've been playing on the little app, and I've been keeping track. 21 days.
Okay.
On if I had $1,000 playing a multiple X game. I've only won 2 days.
On a multiple X game, you've been keeping track. So you have a simulated game on your phone or whatever, and you've been keeping track of if I play $1,000 in a session, what your return is on that session.
Yep, and I've only won 2. 19 times I've lost because it can go by so fast. So think about if you sat down with $35 at a blackjack table and bet 5. You're going to lose it pretty quickly, probably in the first 10 minutes. Yeah. So the idea is that you have a bigger bankroll. I think on the last episode I told you I lost 7 in a row.
Yeah, right? You did.
So what is the bankroll? Right in the sweet spot of what you bring. I don't know that yet. Like I want to do some more research with you. But here's the other thing I was looking at. It's kind of how much you're playing in the minute or hour that you're playing in the duration, right? Because it's an odds game. You want to get to hit a royal. Right. And that's going to happen every 40,000 times statistically over a period of time. So let's say you can hit the button, get your cards, throw them, hit your button. You can do that in 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
Can you play 6 hands every minute of video poker?
You can.
But let's just say
I've seen you play. Yes.
Let's say you can play 60. So in an hour, you're going to play 360 hands of video poker in an hour.
360 hands in 1 hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many hours will it take statistically for you to hit
a royal?
A royal.
Well, 40,000 divided by 360.
Well, do the math. Like, what do you think?
That's a lot. 10 is...
Sal's got the calculator. Go ahead and shout it out, Sal.
100 or...
Yeah, you're getting close. Yeah.
125.
111.
111
hours. So, like, if you were to say, okay, if we go to the casino, we could maybe be there for 3 hours. So I said on 3 hours, how many visits then? 37 visits. But that doesn't happen.
How many visits do you think you and I have had together over the last 5 years?
But we've hit how many royals.
Well, that's where I was going.
Yeah,
going.
So maybe we keep track of it statistically. Maybe there's people that are actually looking for advice from us, and not just the ugly looks and
the entertainment value of throwing a full house away.
Yeah, exactly. or what we initially started out with, you were 0 for 24. Maybe we got to get back to that.
Oh, back
on
to
prop bets.
Oh yeah, let's get back to Sleeper. We'll play Mythical Money though, because I hate that app right now.
Do you?
Well, I'm not doing well, so
I've been waiting for the bonus. I think we're going off a little. That's just
you've been waiting for them to offer you a teaser.
Yeah, I withdrew some money from it, and I'm like, I'm not putting in more money until you offer me a teaser.
Yeah, Prize Picks has been offering me teasers lately, so
I don't know how the algorithm works, but so I don't know. I just wanted to figure out. I think maybe we can do a little bit more research, keeping track to say what would be a normal bankroll. Because the other thing I'm going to do more research on, it's called risk of ruin. And
ruin,
R-U-I-N. So
okay.
like when things
get
the ruins, destructed,
the Mayan ruins.
And I think that's the idea: is how much money, because you don't want to chase money, but statistically that will pay out over time, right? And so, but is it? If you do it, if you and I were to sit there for 111 hours at one machine, do you think the odds are easier or better to hit a royal than if we go 37 times and pick different machines over 3 hours?
Well, and not just talking about a royal. There's the 4 deuces with an ace. There's there's 4 aces with a kicker. All of those things factor in, and they're more statistically probable than the royal flush.
Yep.
That's one of the things that I like watching about the Jackpot Gents on YouTube, and shout out to those guys, is they play $1,000 per session.
Yep.
And they play, technically they play every day. Now, granted, they'll probably do multiple sessions in one day, but they put $1,000 into a video poker machine most often. Not most often, but they play a lot of bonus poker and a lot of double-double. But they'll play different poker machines for fun, but they're always playing video poker, and they're spending $1,000 on each session, and they're doing it 365 sessions.
And they run a tally at the end, right?
They run a tally at the end of every episode telling you where they are year to date.
How are they doing? Do you know by chance?
They are up this year because they started counting live streams. They were getting crushed on their 365 days. So for the first 6 months of the year, they were getting crushed. So for some reason, they introduced their live streams as well. They do like a hour-long live stream once a week. And they introduced their wins and losses into their statistical end of the session update. And they're up 14,000 this year. So I think they're ahead of the curve a little bit as far as money back. Before that point, when they didn't introduce or put the live streams in, they were down like $9,000 or $10,000 on the year. But they did, after they put the live streams in, it got them back to like, I don't know, 1,000 plus or minus as far as I could tell. They actually went on a win streak playing their $1,000 sessions, and they hit a couple royals. They hit a bunch of like multiple based games, Ultimate X, whatever it was. And they had like 3 hand pays in one day one time. So
I think it's like standing up to a putt. If you think you're going to make it, just go with that, right? I mean, it's better. It's luck. And speaking of golf, Sal, have you golfed lately? And did you download the Grint app?
I have downloaded the Grint app.
So they're a new sponsor, part of the Pull Tab Sport Network. What did you think?
I like it. I like it. It's I like the social aspect of it. Like
so
if you and I are socially connected, I get a birdie, it'll send you a notification telling you, hey, Sal just birdied number 17 at whatever.
I like it. So it's like you're doing the birdie dance virtually.
Yeah. Yep.
And it keeps track of your
But it also tells you when you get a double bogey.
Oh.
I hate when things are truth and honest.
Me too.
So it keeps track of your official handicap, tracks your rounds, got built-in games, right? All the metrics.
Yes.
I love it. So download the Grint today. Get the most out of your golf experience. The Grint, where golf happens. Thanks for being a sponsor.
One of the things you got to be careful with the Grint is don't have your boss in your social network.
Good call.
Oh, I do.
You're out there playing.
The difference is he's in the cart with you, Sal.
Right.
I can't make the meeting because I've got a personal commitment. Hey, Sal just birdied.
Yeah, I tell you that story. I went golfing when I came in and I had a couple things to do, and I go to the office, and I just kind of snuck out, and I get to the golf course, and there he is right in front
Yeah, I
of me.
love it.
He's like, are you golfing? I'm like, yeah. He goes, so am I.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I want that life. Oh yeah. So so getting back to the poker discussion, I feel like you and I, when we get to the casino, are always very, very positive about our poker experience, or we feel like we're gonna win, and we always do. Most people do, otherwise they wouldn't walk into the casino. But statistically, the 97 to 99%, and even above that, you're not going to win when you walk in the door.
Well, I think it's over time, right?
Yeah.
So it happens over time. The thing that what we as people that gamble in casinos have not going for us, said poorly, but you're following me hopefully.
Yeah.
Is we get our emotions played in.
Yeah.
So I talked about we've been on rolls and we're going to push it a little further. Or if we set a limit at, $200, we have an extra 100, we put an extra 100 in sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So I think the casino plays off of that. Especially I'm going to be in Vegas in a few days, and like I've just been really good about I'm bringing this amount of cash and I'm going to do this every day because there's everywhere you go.
Yeah, speaking of that, I mean it's I've watched, I have such a passion for gambling that I watch all these different gambling videos and look up statistics and things. And inevitably, almost everyone I watch, and even you and I say this, when we're actually, our emotions get into it and we don't walk away. When you get to a point where you've won something, what you consider yourself to be a large enough win. I don't know what the word I'm looking for here, but you're looking to walk away. Like don't keep pushing. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're going to walk in, it should always be, I think, double what you're willing to spend. If you're going to go in and spend $40, if you can make $40, leave.
Yeah, that's my rule.
Yeah.
Good.
That's a good
right?
rule of
If
thumb.
you're going to go in and you're a bigger roller and you got $1,000, right? I think you can say, hey, okay, my floor is this and ceiling, and you can adjust if you're playing up. Maybe you're up 200, then 400. But I think doubling your money is a huge win.
So when you guys go to the casino, regardless whether it's in town or out of town or wherever, do you walk in with just what you're going to spend, or do you do you, like Vegas, obviously you go with more cash and you have a daily allowance.
I leave it in the room, yeah.
Yeah, you leave it in the room. You just go on the floor with what you got.
Yeah, and like tonight when we drive down there, we will have a plan of dollar amount we're going to spend.
Right.
And now we adjust in between that because we'll get in there and be like, let's throw a little bit of that in here, but we stick to that amount. And the good thing about gambling with Pete is he's way more stingy than I am, and he's cheap. Actually, the good news
true.
about pooling your money, whether
Yeah.
it's with anybody, is you keep each other honest. So, because I can, like, let's say I'm playing video poker or blackjack, you're just in the run,
Yeah.
right? Let's say you're on a roll. You do a good job of saying, okay, our floor is now this amount. So let's say we invest $100 in video poker, and we hit something and we're up to 220. You're going to say our floor is 150,
Right.
or maybe even 200.
That's right.
And this is good to check in, Sal. So I think it's really, I honestly do better and I enjoy it more when I'm with Pete, assuming he doesn't cheat
Because I'm
on
an
me.
enjoyable guy.
You're very enjoyable.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And you have to set rolling floors. And just like you said, rolling.
Speak a little bit more about that. I completely agree. So speak more about
So let's say we walk in, like your example, we put $100
Yep.
into a machine, we get it up to 220, we set the floor at 150. You hit another four of a kind, and it goes up to 350 or 400 or 450. Now reset your floor, reset it to 350, reset
Perfect.
it to something that is above where you came when you walked in the door. Because so many people, and I've seen my wife do this lots of times, where her floor is what she put into the machine when she starts winning.
So 100 is always 100.
Yeah,
you
100
could have
is always
500 and
yeah.
then lose 4. Yeah.
And then she starts upping her bet because she's thinking to herself, well, I've got 300 to play with here. Well, that goes really quick when you go from $2 a bet to $7 a bet. Right? And then you get to that 100, and inevitably she goes beyond it because she thinks I can chase it back.
Yep.
Sure.
Right? And don't do that. And I have to tell myself not to do that. Like I can sit here as someone who probably gambles more than the average guy. I can do that But I still break my own rules, and you and I both do that. Like, you say we set a limit, and we always do. But there's been times when you and I are at the casino, and we're both going to the cash machine.
Yeah.
Going, okay, let's throw another 500 in.
Yep.
Between the two of us, because we lost 500, let's throw another 500 in. And we're like, what are we doing? Let's just walk away and take our beating, right? Or walk away and take our win, more importantly. And I can tell you numerous occasions where you and I have gotten up, and maybe it's in the first 10 minutes. And we don't feel, and this is a psychological thing, we don't feel like we've been there long enough to walk away.
There is.
Right.
It's like the entertainment. I want to continue to get the value. And it's like, well, then just go sit somewhere or go do something, like slow down, right? You said ceiling and floor and ceiling.
Yep.
But we've set a ceiling. Like, say in that same example, we get it up to 220 and we say 200's our floor.
Right.
But we've never said 600 is our ceiling if we get here and cash out. Because there are times I've got to 600 and I keep trying to do the stair step thing like you're saying.
Yeah.
But inevitably, what if you hit and that's what we should do this time. We should go in there and report back. Like, right? We can figure out if we're going to each put in $200. We get to 800 or that's out.
So here's something you and I do, and I said do, by the way.
You know what I like to do when I'm at the craps table? I like to name people.
Bums. So what you and I do is when we're playing, and you've noticed this, is we'll win a 4 of a kind or something playing, and let's the $100 example. Let's say we're up to 350 because we got a 250 4 of a kind. We'll say when we switch out, because David and I switch out when we play. So we'll both put money in, and then one of us will play, the other will watch or video or whatever, and we'll sit and kind of hang out. And then when one of us gets a good hand, a 4 of a kind, we switch out players. Or we don't switch out, and we just say, what we usually say is, okay, our floor is now $200, and you're either getting to 200 or you're getting to 600.
Yeah, or hit another 4 of a kind or something. Keep going. Yep.
Right. And what we haven't done, and you're absolutely right, is said if we get to 600, we walk.
Yeah.
And what we could do there is we could get to 600, we could get on our phones, and we could order food at Cub.
We could get a lot of food.
We could do your grocery shopping, right? Cub Foods, right? They've got cub.com. You can go out there. You can get your groceries. Let's do that. Let's get to 600 and let's order some food for home. That's productive time.
I love it.
Right? And then on the way home, we can stop at Cub, whichever one's around wherever we are. Let's call it Mystic Lake. We stop in Prior Lake or wherever, Mystic or Shakopee. We stop at Cub Foods. We park in the spot. They walk out with our groceries. We stop at the liquor store, grab some
ribeyes.
Not THC, not ribeyes, but Stoli vodka.
This is the sponsor drop. I love it because we love this. Some Stoli.
We love us some Stoli and the flavors. And then we get the hell out. Right?
We're doing the sponsor drop, but by the way, we absolutely love our sponsors. Everyone that Pete just mentioned, Stoli, Cub, right? We talked about Grint. But also, I'm going to keep going. Here's the dream that I have. To hit one of those $1 million 5-reel things.
What would you do with the $1 million?
Custom home. Everybody go to customhomesmn.com and take a look at it. I'd be making that phone call right away. They're involved in the community.
They give back. You know what? This is a perfect and sponsor drop or no sponsor drop. Here's the scenario. We get on a 5-reel. You win the $1 million jackpot.
Oh, W2 on me?
W2 on, well, yeah, W2 on you. It's always on you. And then we get a custom home.
Yep.
We go back in a couple months. To celebrate our win, we play a little bit. We maybe get a W2G. We maybe don't. We order some food at Cub. We get it delivered, some steaks. When we get there to get the groceries put in the trunk by Cub, we walk out. We go into the liquor store. We buy a bottle of Don Perignon. We walk back to the car. We drive to our custom homes, customhomemn.com, and we have ourselves a feast and a celebration for our win.
I don't recall in there anywhere like we'll call Sal.
Well, I was just about to say,
Sal's got the grill warmed up for us.
I want to see behind the curtain here.
There he goes again.
Oh, here we go. He's going to be a millionaire, and there we know where your role is now.
Here we go again, treating people like they're servants. Yep.
Sal, I want to tell you how much I appreciate you, and I would love to do a bet for you in the Olympics when I'm in Vegas. Any event that you'd like to do?
Ooh. What's the ping pong they play with their head?
That's an Olympic sport.
Dressage. No, dressage is the equestrian-like thing.
How about handball? Like, why is that a sport?
Golf. Does the golf started yet? Let's do the golf bet.
Scotty Scheffler.
Okay. Rory.
Rory?
Yeah.
You are such a big Rory guy. He's so done.
Who else is playing?
He's still one of the top 10 Mr. YouTube Freddie couples to make the cut.
That was me.
And yes, you still owe me money, Sal. But you know what? Sal, you're included in my dreams. I just want, for the record, I want you to know that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, David.
Pete. Yeah, prop bet Pete. You're not included yet. Or no, I guess you are.
I am. I'm working.
What is
firing
going
up
on
the
here?
grill. I am gonna. So we were watching the Olympics just the other day, and I told Erica, we're gonna be in the sport. It's gonna be 109 there. 109.
So not a lot of pool time.
No
is what you're
pool
saying.
time. No walking outside. Not even Fremont. Can you imagine how bad Fremont's gonna smell and just feel?
Well, they
so
got
we're gonna stay.
misters and stuff down there, I think.
So great. So smelly, wet. Great from the misters. Like thanks, Pete. I'm
Dirty
headed
socks. Dirty
Fremont
sock smell.
for the misters. But I'm like, why don't we just sit and watch the Olympics? It's awesome, right? It happens every couple of years. We'll sit and watch.
Yeah, you can go to
I'll run
sportsbook.
over there for $20 and bet on I don't know, the 4x100 swim or something.
Where are you staying?
Park MGM.
Park MGM. And are you going to make a run? You could make a run down to Fremont and go to the Circa pool. That would be interesting.
That's still 109 up there. That's got to be hot.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I think we might go to check out Resorts World. We were at Fontainebleau, talked about that, but I think we'll just stay at Park. And so Cosmo is coming online for the MGM M Life members August 1st.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So
Okay.
for those of you listeners, we talk MGM's at.
Did you guys get my message a few weeks ago regarding the
Yeah.
what casino was it?
Yeah.
Mirage.
The Mirage.
Mirage.
Giving away $1.6 million in progressive jackpots.
So I happened
Yeah.
to see a couple. Those slot machines were loaded
Yeah.
because they ended up just having to pay people.
Yep.
Right? Did
You
you
were doing
happen
a
to see
drawing.
this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So they just had to have money in the machine.
Yeah, so the way that worked was, we've talked about this in the past, progressive machines are the people's money, are the gamblers' money. So out of every bet you make on a slot machine, if there's a progressive slot associated with that machine, that money has to be paid out at some point. So no matter if that machine goes away or not, that progressive money needs to be paid. And it's
Or
either
move over to
and
another
it's either
machine,
transferred
right?
to
Yep.
another
Yep.
machine,
Yep.
or they give it away in some way, shape, or form. And I'm sure there's tricks to the trade of how they do it. But in essence, the rule is, or the law of the gambling laws say, if that money is set aside out of every bet that a gambler makes, it needs to be paid out at some point. So that was the Mirage thing. They had tons of progressive slots, and they were closing.
So I got to ask you an honest question, and you're going to be under oath with 4 cameras and a producer and everything.
Okay.
Because when Sal texted us that a couple weeks ago,
Yes.
your response was, I should find a flight.
That is correct.
Did you? Wait. Look at him. He's off mic, and he's trying to think.
I am in the process of moving a household. I have no time to do it. I did go to Mystic, but I did not go to the Mirage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, they give away progressives at Mystic too, but they just don't give away $1.6 million worth of reserved money. So
Yeah.
I know Vegas Matt went there a lot because I watch Vegas Matt on YouTube. And
So if you see him in the next couple of days doing a live stream, tell me where he's at, and I'll run down there.
yeah, I think
They do a lot they used to do stuff at Cosmo, Resorts World, El Cortez.
they're at El Cortez a lot. I
Yeah,
think
I'm
El
not gonna head out
Cortez
there.
is sponsoring them, and they've
Yeah.
got a swag shop there now.
Okay.
So Vegas Matt's a favorite of our family because Mrs. Prop Bet Pete loves slots. So we watch a lot of Vegas Matt, which that guy, you want to talk about gambling a lot of money. If you want a gambling fix,
And if for some reason Pete's done a really good job of calling out the Jackpot Jensen, Vegas Matt, we would love to have you here in Minnesota. We can show you some of the casinos. Just give us a ring. Right?
yeah, and
Well, David can.
exactly.
Good point.
we plan on reaching out to those guys for future podcasts, and just maybe we do when we go to Vegas together, we do a remote podcast or something, because I've and I know you've reached out to the Jackpot Gents on live streams just to say hello, and I've done the same with Vegas Matt and gotten a shout out once. Those guys, I'm willing to bet you would come on and talk about their experiences as well, because they love to their audience. They love to expand their audiences.
People probably are listening to this that like to gamble.
Yeah, and I mean Vegas Matt's up to 650,000 followers.
We're right behind them.
Subscribers. We're close,
aren't we, Sal? Like we're right behind him.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll get there a little bit. One
Sal,
subscriber at a time.
You got to send me a text. But for our listeners in this pod, anything come to mind for the Olympic bet that you want to throw out there, and we'll report back?
No, I like the golf. I'm going to take a look at the golf and see what when they start. I think they start tomorrow.
Okay. So I bet we can bet on the days.
Yeah.
Newsflash: Freddie Couples is not in it.
No, he's not.
No. And there's no cut, right? Or is there a cut?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure how it works. I'm not even. I gotta look at the format.
So Justin Rose is the reigning gold medalist, and before that it was Schauffele, or was it Schauffele? It was Justin Rose 2 ago and Schauffele last time. I forget who was one.
I think Justin Rose was the inaugural.
Oh,
it was a few years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
So that would have been 8 years ago.
Well, yeah, because it's the Summer Olympics is only every 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Schauffele must be the defending or reigning gold medalist. Yeah. That's going to be
and
fun
he's
to
back
watch.
this year, and he's hot.
He is back, and he's very hot. Yeah, I mean, even at the Open Championship, which I did not place. Did you guys place any bets on the Open Championship?
I did not.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with summer when we haven't gotten into the studio. I haven't done as much sports betting, and I really want to get back to that. I just ordered multiple large TVs for our new house, and that's going to be fun to get back into sports betting and spend some time this fall watching some football games. And
so I think
bets down.
The next one we're going to do is from your other place, and
that's right.
We're going to do a remote one with Sal here. We'll try to figure that out, and we're going to have to try to get partake and find one to go do that. So we'll report back in Vegas, and our trip coming up tonight. We're going to go down to a local casino, and then
our virtual. We're going to do a virtual.
I love it.
Sports book in the state of Colorado. So that'll be fun.
We can do it live because you can just download the app, right?
Yeah, we could do an MGM.
Can you load that app to your TV?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's dangerous, Pete.
I know it's dangerous. What's going to be fun is setting up the MGM sports book alongside the TV and have David and I with it as a backdrop. Now, that would be fun. We'll just put 2 bar stools maybe, and that would be a blast.
I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll get a camera set up.
Yeah.
Like this one, right?
Love it.
Yeah. So lots to talk about. But let's get back to you in Vegas. So you're going to Vegas, and it's a quick trip from what I understand.
38 hours on the ground.
38 hours on the ground. And so you've got MGM rewards. By the way, when we talk about player points, this is one of the examples of why you should have player points is you've got some comped rooms for a couple of nights.
And a shout out to you. You and Kim were the ones to say you got the cruise certificate last time. And so that's what we're doing. We're going to go out, comp rooms. And here's the thing. Vegas is 109 right now. Yep. In the middle of the summer in a desert. Nobody wants to be there. It's their only slow time for these 2 weeks. So they try to give the rooms away. So we're just going to go for 2 nights and have a nice dinner and just chill.
So
we're not even missing any work. We're leaving Friday night and coming back Sunday night.
Yeah, so you're paid for your flight.
That's a perfect trip.
It is. It's Vegas, and just have 2 nice meals, right? Sleep in one day. We're really looking forward to it.
What do you plan on playing there? Have you made a plan yet? Or
well,
not?
Again, Erica isn't the biggest gambler, so I will wake up early and do my gambling.
Okay, so you'll be gambling in the mornings, and you'll make video poker, obviously.
Video poker. I'll play some craps, and I'll play blackjack. All 3, and then we'll figure out the day. But then what I said the other, I think it might have been the last podcast, is we were watching the Olympics, and I said, let's just sit in a sports book and watch. This is just like a Tuesday night, and watch 2-3 hours and swimming and gymnastics and equestrian and everything else, and I'm going to go make a $20 bet over there and then a $10 bet. And so I will be sending you and Sal, you guys stay close to your text because I want some advice on who to pick in the lane of swimming, I guess.
What's interesting is it brings me back, we talk about memories and we talk about family. This brings back some really good memories of when I've said this in previous podcasts, is we went out there for my youngest 21st birthday last January. And the best time that the kids still say they had was the 5 of us sitting in the sports book watching college basketball.
Love it.
On I think it was like a Friday afternoon. So the sports book was relatively, there was a low population there. So we could all sit together kind of on a couch. And we placed some bets, and everybody had a beer, and we were just literally just giving each other shit and watching basketball.
Giggling, talking about memories,
Yep.
watching, had a little bit of money invested, right?
Yeah, I think we probably bet, if I was to guess, maybe $50. And I think we won 1 or 2 bets, but didn't really. I mean, we probably got back up to the $50 mark, and the memory is just the kids.
Love
it's
it.
Printed in their minds, right?
Right.
So
That's what
really,
it's all about.
Really cool stuff. Yeah, yeah. So Friday to Sunday, you're gonna do a little bit of gambling at the tables, at the machines. You're gonna do a little bit of sports bet. Do you have any dinners planned in Vegas?
We were talking about it, and we're just going to show up for them.
Okay.
They're not busy. We took a look at the different locations, and we're just going to kind of see what's going on there.
Are you going back to the chili dog stand?
Oh, that's a good one. That's down on Fremont.
Coney
I
Island.
said that to the other day. I can't remember who I was with. I think it was my kids. I'm like, you guys ever eat a chili dog like this? Yeah, it doesn't work out right. But you know what? You've done that before, because you had that shirt like it was dry clean coming out of the bathroom. Like, I don't know what you did, but
right.
you had, it was like it came out with a tag on it too.
That's right. That's right.
I love you, but sorry that you're the brunt of jokes.
I've got a pretty good experience in cleaning spots off of shirts when they happen. It happened last week when we were in Minneapolis when we went to dinner.
You know what we need to do, because we're about headed to go down to Mystic?
Yes.
We're going to clean their shirt. How's that for an analogy? Did it work? By the
we're
sound
gonna
of
clean
you
Mystic
and Sal's response, that one didn't work really well. We're going to take them to their knees.
There you go.
You got to have
And then we're going to stop at Cub and grab our food, and we're going to grab some Dom Perignon, and we're going to meet Sal, who's warming up the grill.
Done.
At CustomHomesMN.com.
Sal, we couldn't do it without you. Love you too.
All right.
All right, guys. We appreciate everyone. We appreciate spending time with us. Always appreciate our listeners. Feel free to give us some feedback. Maybe next time we'll go through some emails that we've been getting.
Good call.
Because we were kind of remiss on some of our fans giving us some emails on some stuff. So
And we're already going to be up at episode 18.
18.
Thanks for listening and watching.
All right. We'll take care of everyone. And